Hey everyone, I wanted to make this quick video on a sortie I did recently in the Growling Sidewinder PvP server where I got 7 kills in this single sortie. So take a look. So I start my flight here trying to flank some of my hostiles here. I have a few targets to my 10 o'clock. The idea is to get in the weeds and use these mountains as terrain masking to mask my approach from their AWACS and also their aircrafts. I get a few locks here, but they're too far from me, so I try not to engage them immediately. I'm still flying around here, trying to pick my targets. I see a few contacts on my data link to my 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock, uh, but I don't want to engage them from this far because their missiles are going to outrange mine. So I'm still waiting for an opportunity and my opening. At this point, my strategy is basically to create some separation between myself and this hostile to my 3 o'clock. But I don't realize this, but the hostile has actually also seen me, and he immediately turns hard on me at this point. So I turn in here to engage the target on my nose, but that's also when I realize there are actually two hostiles instead of one in front of me. I know this is a losing battle, but it's also the same time when the first hostile shoots a fox tree on my direction. So I start defending here, go cold, and use terrain masking. At this point, I have successfully defended the missile, but I also noticed from my data link that the hostiles have turned their attention away from me and they are going cold. So I picked this opportunity and start pressing them. I noticed that friendly is actually pushing this target too, and so I switch off my radar, turn to electro-optical, so that the target doesn't know that I'm behind him, and I keep pressing. At this point, all I can do is keep pressing and wait for the opponent to make a mistake. He's right now flying cold from me, so my missile is definitely gonna miss. He's gonna outrun my missiles. So I'm waiting for him to turn so that I can take a high probability kill shot. At this point, we are really close to the hostile. We are also within the R no escape zone of our R-27 ET missile. So this is going to be a very high probability kill, but I want to push a little before shooting my missile. And that's Fox 2 from within 10 kilometers, so that's going to be a definite kill. I don't even bother looking for the kill, I just go cold. That's splash 1. At this point, I'm going back to help my friendlies engage this hostile when I realized there was another hostile flanking us to the left, so I turned my attention towards him. Now my data link says that this hostile is very low and he's very fast, so he's probably using a tactic very similar to ours, so we need to be careful here. We are now sliding in behind this enemy, and luckily for me, this hostile is looking at our friendly in front of him, so he's completely oblivious to our presence here. At this point, we have our electro-optical sensor out, we have a complete radar silence, and I get a lock on this enemy. I switch to my radar to get an IFF on this target, and it shows that it's an enemy. So I take a Fox 3 shot on this target, and at this range he's not going to be able to escape this. And that's splash 2. I take a look at my data link here and I see a lot of friendlies to our left, and there are some hostiles coming in from our right, so I turn to the right to engage them. I also take a glance at my fuel indicator and it shows 3,500 kilograms, so that's enough fuel for probably one more engagement. So coming out of this ridge, there is a pop-up threat to our near 3 o'clock, so I turn right to engage this hostile. So coming out of these mountains, I do the famous flanker death roll to try to get a lock on the hostile using my ACM radar. At this point, my data link is saying that the hostile is on the next valley, this one. So I go vertical acquisition in my ACM radar, and I try to acquire a lock once again. So if you look at the tag view here, you can see that I completely missed the target when we just merged. But luckily for me, the friendly in the area gives a sonic boom when he passes. So I try to reacquire a lock after this merge. I get a lock on the friendly first. My IFF is saying it's a friendly, so I try to drop this lock, but sadly the friendly gets splashed by this target. So I know there is a target in the area. And I try to reacquire this lock, I get a target lock and a Fox 3. And that's splash 3. So I take a glance at my data link here and I see 3 hostiles closing in fast. But I also have a decision to make here. I have only 2,500 kilograms of fuel. I realized one of the hostiles is actually pretty high up, and so if I make a run for my base here, he may be able to catch me and shoot an AMRAAM in my direction. So I decide to engage these hostiles. But I want to use terrain masking to my advantage, so I try to take this valley in front of me and try to flank these 3 hostiles. So now there are multiple 4 to 5 hostiles closing in on me from the right. So this is going to be an intense battle. If I get my timing right, I can catch all of them off guard. But if I get my timing wrong, I'm going to take missiles from all directions. So I get a quick lock on this target and I take a R73, a very short range shot. So this is going to be a definite kill. And that's splash 4. At this point, I've caught their entire force off guard, so I try to take a Fox 3 shot on this first target. I drop my lock and I try to reacquire a lock on the second target when I get a launch warning from a missile. I start defending here. Initially I think this is from a hostile, but looking at the tag view I realized this was actually a friendly fire from one of my friendlies. That's splash 5. You can actually see on the tag view I'm defending against this friendly missile. Luckily for me, it doesn't have a lot of energy when it reaches me. I noticed from my data link that there was one more hostile behind me, but when I turned around, I realized that the hostile was splashed. So here I have a very critical decision to make. I see on my data link that there is two hostiles very close to me and behind me, so I turn in to engage them, but I'm also running critically low on fuel. My option is to get a quick lock on this target and shoot a Fox 3. And I do exactly that. At this short range, he's not going to be able to dodge this missile. That's the 6th kill of the day, and there is one more target to my right closing in on me and high up. I try to push my luck, and I have a strong reason to believe this hostile is oblivious to my presence because there are friendlies behind me trying to engage this guy. So I go low, pop up, and try to get a ACM lock on him. Fox 2 on this target from less than 7.5 kilometers. I don't even bother looking because I know he's gonna die. And that makes it 7 kill in this sortie, and it's time for me to go back home. At this point, I'm checking my fuel and making sure that there is no one following me on my egress. My RCB took about 20 minutes, so I'm not gonna post the entire 20 minutes here. I'm gonna skip my cockpit view to the landing portion while let the tag view play through.
1 hour later.
So anyway guys, thanks for watching this video. What we learned from here is if you're flying in a flanker, do not shy away from getting in the weeds and try to catch your opponents off guard. You can definitely neutralize the BVR advantage they have.